pretend like I'm doing something. Well, hello guys, and welcome to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan. Can you imagine if I actually did videos like this? That would be annoying. I need to block that light. I got a splinter under my fingernail. Fucking painful. Oh my god, it's so big it has its own zip code. Why don't you just pull the curtain, Dan? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. First thing I need to do is go downstairs and kill the power. Power? Yeah, it's power. Shut the plumbing off. So under my sink I got the hot and cold coming up and then the drain line. The washing machine also needs a hot line going to it. Instead of teeing off the hot line right here, I'm going to drill down through this floor and tee it in the basement and come up with another red line and put the water valve there, if that makes sense. So while I was down there I looked to see where I had to drill. It was about 2 inches to the right of this blue line and I should be good. Oh, I'm just destroying the drill. Yeah, oh, you hear that crunch? Not good. Not good. That's why I don't like cordless tools. So I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to cut that red line that comes into it, I'm going to tee off on it, and I'm going to come up with another red line, if that makes sense. Tee, boom, like this, coming up. I think I explained it well. So you can see I teed off the red line, I put up another line. I've got one hot water for the dishwasher, a hot and a cold for the sink. All with ball valve shutoffs connected with PEX. PEX connectors. So it's simple, simple. These eventually will get nailed up against the wall to keep it nice and neat. But anytime you're doing any type of plumbing, it's best to start with the drains, because the drains, there's not as much flexibility in the pipes. PEX, there's so much flexibility, and all the other stuff that I'll be doing will be real flexible. So I'm going to get this sink drain hooked up. So on the bottom of the sink goes one of these things. I don't know what it's called. Typically you'd come straight out with it, do a P-trap. Since I don't have a septic system, I'm not installing a P-trap on any of my stuff. So I'm going to try to keep this, I want to keep as much space on the bottom of the cabinets free. So I'm going to shoot this straight back. So there's a nut, a rubber washer. I don't know what this cardboard thing is, but it's going to stay there because I don't know what it is. Good. And then you need plumber's putty. I don't really know. I think I saw this on something, maybe. But we'll take some plumber's putty. How much? I don't know. Do you play with it? I don't know. Do not use on plastic. Do not use on marble. But it doesn't tell you how to use it. Okay. I would assume you want to roll a snake, right? I think I saw my grandfather do this once. Could you put that on the bottom of this and then do that? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And then we'll put this in here. Now all this gray stuff I just put on there is going to squeeze out when I tighten down this nut. I'm just going to screw it on to the bottom. Look at that. Now we're on the bottom. That's clever. Why do I take on projects that I have no idea what I'm doing? Made in India. For Christians, call India. Oh, it's looking good. You know, this is supposed to be happening. Tighten it until you tremble like that. You see how my hand's trembling? Look at that shit. Holy cow. It's really not that hard. I'm just trying not to screw up in life. Oh god, bad idea. You see what I'm doing? Oh, it's horrible ideas. Okay, I'm gonna stop with it. I think that's good. And then clean up the excess. That shit was like $50, just that. Alright, and then on the bottom of this, you need one of these things. They come in different sizes. And again, I'm not doing this what normal people would do, but one of these goes on here, one of these goes on here, and this gets tightened onto here. I'm not going to tighten this down all the way until I get the rest of this plumbing hooked up. Yeah, that pipe's too long. I know it is. Alright, this is where it gets kind of complicated and I can't really film anything from this point on. But I've got the drain that comes out of the dishwasher. It comes into one of these. This is not normal, but it works for me. I'm going to take a hose clamp, clamp that on. That needs to go into that pipe. I need to 90 it out to the sink, and then to connect into that white pipe that's on the sink, I needed one of these things. This all gets PVC glued right like that, but obviously different lengths and stuff, and then that tightens down. And then hose clamp, drill a hole, run some lines, do some electrical. You still smell like a skunky.
You smell like shit.
Pina got sprayed for the 4th time the other day.
You smell delicious, though. Reminds me of my early 20s. What does that mean?
Well, 52% of the U.S. population will get that joke.
Daniel?
Alright, so I cut this pipe. You can't see it. It's kind of hard to see. And then I've got all this stuff glued and screwed together. No screws. But I read some instructions. This pipe that comes out of the washing machine needs to be 32 inches high here, and then it needs to drain it 18 inches. I think that's right. So it needs to come up and then it needs to come down, and that creates, I think, like an airlock or something. I don't know what it's exactly. So I realized that I needed to put this as high as I possibly could put it to make it good. I think that ends up being maybe like 17.5, so I might be screwed up a little bit, but I think it's close enough. That pipe, I figured the length and I cut it. So now I can just put this in here like that. I can take this coupler right here, I can glue that on there, and then I just need to cut a little bit of piece of pipe that goes right there, and I can glue that together, and it'll be done. And you can see how I kept this really high. So now I can kind of I'll probably build a shelf that comes out and comes up. So this will be boxed off. It'll be removable, but I'll be able to close this in completely, so that becomes a usable storage area, and it's not uglified by all the plumbing and stuff. I also drilled the hole for this. I drilled a hole in the back of the cabinet all the way up tight to the top. So this will go up in there and come down. And I ran my water line for the thing. That's going to be a pain in the ass to put in. That whole thing's going to be a pain in the ass. We're getting there. I really don't want to get this cleaner on absolutely anything, because it will ruin the wood. I'm not going to show you how to sharpen an axe 40 different thousand times. That's one problem with this channel, is that I don't like repeating myself. I do a little bit, but not much. Don't do this if you don't know what you're doing. But I've showed it in so many videos that if you don't know what you're doing by now, you're a window licker. Push, twist, hold. Ariel, you came back! So there's a couple things I need to know. How far the pipe goes down inside this coupler, and how far it goes up inside of this coupler. I know it goes on the top one 1.25 inches. It's kind of weird, I don't get why, but it does. 1.25 inches and 3/4. So that would be 2 inches. So if I just measure from here to here, I have 2.5. So that would equal 4.5. You stupid fucking idiot. Another reason why you get clear primer is so when you spill it, it doesn't ruin everything. I mean, yeah, it ruined my cabinet, but I can refinish it. That's not a problem. That literally has nail polish remover on it now, so it's everything bad. Drain lines are hooked up.